Khatzumoto's book list, club, list, whatever, KBL, introduction, written by Khatzumoto, posted in September of 2008. Hello, I am Lothar of the Hill People, and welcome to the 0th edition of what many people are calling the Oprah's Book Club of the Internet, but without the charm, influence, or relevance, and mostly in Japanese anyway. A lot of people have asked me for book recommendations, and I struggle with this. On the one hand, I hate being told what to do, and I don't want to tell people what to do. The whole AJATT can be summed up in one phrase. If it's in Japanese, then it's good. That's the only condition, or rule if you will. Also, my books reflect my tastes. I mean, this is the difference between a typical class environment and doing stuff alone. You don't have to read the lowest common denominator crap about, hey, what's your major? And hello, I'm Tanaka Taro from the ABC Company. Speaking of interests, I have hardly read any novels. Generally speaking, novels and me are not friends. I skip to the last page and try to get myself an executive summary before my next board meeting. Noam same? Hehe. Having said all that, there are a ton of Japanese books out there, and when you're just starting out, it can be a challenge to tell what books are worth getting, especially if you're buying exclusively online and don't have a chance to skim, scan, and sample the books in question. So, I've come up with a compromise. Every month, I'm just going to listo appu the books that I'm currently reading, or books that I've previously read and really liked, and think you might enjoy, and give you a line or two about why I like them. Sometimes I might even put up books I hated, but that were interesting. By the way, I was inspired to do this by the Yamaneko Honyaku Club, which, while now apparently inactive, gave me some super useful book recommendations while I was walking up the Japanese hillock of literacy. Check it out. Levels. I hate levels. For one thing, they're just made up anyway. And who the fork's business is it what you read? If you're 7 years old and you want to read War and Peace, then read War and Peace. Note to all 7-year-olds, this book is about as entertaining as a 1,000-page album of other people's baby pictures in dim light. You're not falling asleep because you're stupid, it's just that this book is indeed boring. Remember, if you're not sad that the book is ending, I'm running out of pages, then it's not a fun book for you. You too can enjoy any Japanese reading material at basically any time in your Japanese process. Besides that, no matter how simple a book is in terms of level, if it's boring, then game over. And no matter how supposedly complex a book is, if you're enjoying it, then you equals te winor. Remember, always give priority to your interests over your level. Something you're interested in means that you have domain knowledge. A science manga may be hard to read, unless you're a scientist. As Nick Hornby hinted, it really isn't that intellectually taxing for a physicist, someone who has extensive domain knowledge in physics, to read a physics book. Nevertheless, it is, I guess, a fact that one goes through phases in one's language development. So, do you like how I write this as it comes? Here are some, you like it? Arbitrary levels I pulled out of my mind, with some reference to my current Cantonese experience. The numbers are nothing but a rough guide, and they may be completely wrong, but truth be told, I don't know if I'm actually going to use them or not in the end, but they're just for kicks anyway. Egg, 0 to 500 sentences / fun listening hours. Pure noobology, learning the very basics. Caterpillar, 500 to 1,500 sentences / fun listening hours. Know all the basics. Chrysalis, 1,500 to 5,000 sentences / fun listening hours. That magical intermediate phase, that strange stage where you maybe understand like 75 to 80% of randomly picked authentic material, which is really good, but at the same time not yet enough to actually comprehend something new and raw in its entirety, since this implies ignorance of every fourth or fifth word. Butterfly. You flying, baby! 5,000 plus sentences / fun listening hours. At this stage, you're pretty comfortable with lots of stuff. You know far more than you don't, and the words you are acquiring are of increasing rarity, low frequency. Taoist Butterfly. You're no longer sure whether you're a Japanese person who dreamed she was gaijin or a gaijin who dreamed she was Japanese. This is native level fluency. Hondemo kake gora!